like I say, this view up here is pretty amazing. Yeah, bud. Woo! So close to spinning out. Not a bad view at all. I could sit here for a bit till my butt froze on this cold rock. We might be in the 40-mile range by the time we get all the way back to the truck. So good for you, and it's so worth it. Oh, the end of the line. Hey everyone, MinerBiker here. Me and two very anxious cabin fever doggies are out in the Mussentuchit area of the San Rafael desert. So not quite all the way out onto the swell. The main swell's further to the east. So we're out in the desert area just south of I-70. You say down towards Mussentuchit on the lower Last Chance Road. This out here is Cedar Mountain, and that's kind of the way we're gonna head. We're gonna cross out through this valley and out past Cedar Mountain. Gonna try and get up on the Moroni Slopes overlooking Sigur's Hole and stuff out that way. So it's gonna be a cruise out through the desert, rack up some miles. Gonna get out to some really pretty views and stuff out there, some incredible landscape, and one of the few areas that's good to go right now that's not too muddy or anything. Whew, it's chilly cruising downhill. I'll get down through this little low area and then we can get pedaling and get some body heat built up. Right now it's cold. Doggies are sure happy to be out. The road was recently graded. It's a little loose in spots. Now we're climbing, getting the blood pumping. After several miles of pedaling across those open flatlands, now we're coming up here. The road's gonna climb up through this pass between the main Cedar Mountain on the right and the East Cedar Mountain on the left. And you got this nice little butte right here in the middle dead ahead. Oh, we'll wrap around. Just cruising. Not every mountain bike ride needs to be about speed or hitting trails with features on them or anything. Sometimes it's nice just to go for a real basic, simple ride where you just get out and just cover some country, see where you can get to, what you can see, just be here. Out in the wilderness, nobody else around, no other human beings for miles. Just be here and soak it in. Hey, the cliffs are cool. All the layers of rock in them. Open cross sections of Earth history out here. Oh man, so good. Okay, so we got East Cedar Mountain here on the left, and the main Cedar Mountain on the right. Got the little formations over there on the side of East Cedar Mountain. Fascinating geology out here. One of the coolest things about the geology out in this area is there's lots of these rock fins like this that just stick up out of nowhere. They're called dikes, is the geologic term for them. And what they are is they're actually basically tall little walls of igneous rock that, as magma, flowed up into fractures in the other sedimentary rock that make up the rest of the geology out here, and as volcanic and tectonic action and stuff cracked the sedimentary rocks, and this magma pushed up into them and then solidified into these vertical veins of magma called dikes. And there's lots of them out here. You can see there's this one right here that we're sitting right in the middle of, and there's another one that runs right here, comes over and actually joins up to it. So there's two cracks that merged. A lot of these little formations, like up here along the sides of East Cedar Mountain here, those little things sticking up are dikes. Got pretty calico doggies. Good job. We're coming through the pass between the Cedar Mountains. Now we're looking out towards the south. There's, you got the Henry Mountains. They're straight ahead out there. Top of them, they'll cover the clouds. That's pretty. This road fork right here, if you go to the right, that takes you around the south side of Cedar Mountain, flips you back around to the lower Last Chance Road. Now it's called Carlisle Wash. This here road will take us up on the Moroni Slopes, or the Seeger's Hole overlook up here. Another one of them little dikes. A little fin of dark igneous rock sticking up through all the light colored sedimentary rock. Another dike. Got two of them right there, kind of next to each other. Working our way up. We have pretty long to steady climb up here on the Moroni Slopes. Already about 10 miles into the ride, about 1,000 vertical feet, barely an hour moving time. Doing pretty good, I think. Let me stop here for a second. Seeing something that needs to be checked out. Definitely man-made. What its purpose is, I don't have the slightest idea. It's quite the little work of art, though. That's quite the little tower. Obviously solid because it withstands all the wind and weather out here. Doesn't seem to be marking anything in particular. There's no like survey markers or anything out here. Looks to me like probably some sheep herder or something. Who knows when? Some old cowboy or something decided to build him a rock tower out here. Looking over here, so there's your Cedar Mountain. So you got the East Cedar Mountain, the main Cedar Mountain. Clear over towards, has to be Thousand Lake Mountain up there. This is Boulder Mountain, off down towards that Capitol Reef. And that would be Hillguard Mountain, Fish Lake's up over that, and then up towards Skyland Drive. Jogged over here to where you can see the other thing sticking up, and sure enough, it's another one. Man-made. This one's kind of short and stubby. The other one's tall and skinny. After a nice little hike slash jog, back on the bike, continuing on upward. Not too much farther up to the rim up here overlooking Seeger's Hole. We have arrived up here at the rim, so the road curves up here onto the overlook. And then there's a four-wheeler trail that heads south along the rim from here that we're gonna take. This right here, it's actually a really old road, the old road that descends down into Sigur's Hole. So Sigur's Hole is down here below us, and this whole road switchbacks down into there. Very old route. What they used to do is the ranchers would push livestock down into Sigur's Hole, and this is the only way in and out of it. It was cliffed up all the rest of the way around it, and so they could just put a fence. There's one gate down here on this whole track in and out. They could run livestock down in there, and that was the only thing they had to do to keep them in, is shut that one gate. And then you'll see over here, there's actually a old water tank and stuff. They used to dump water down to them. Actually, you cannot go down in there anymore unless you're on foot or on horseback. Don't go down there on a bike or on a four-wheeler or anything, because this road and trail that runs along the rim up here is the boundary of the Muddy Creek Wilderness area. So everything down in Sigur's Hole is now wilderness. So you can still hike or horse ride down in there, but no mechanized travel, please. We're gonna go up here to the overlook, and then we'll head south along the rim. Actually camped up here at this overlook once. Really pretty, spectacular spot looking back to the west, the sun setting over the mountains, and then in the morning, the sun rising in the east over the San Rafael swell. It was one of the prettiest spots I've ever camped, was up here at this overlook. Like I say, this view up here is pretty amazing. Yeah, but I will start off looking to the north. I guess there's a lot to look at here. So this is looking up along, so this Muddy Creek down below us, looking up towards the upper part of the swell. At San Rafael Knob up there, the highest point in the swell. This is Red's Canyon and stuff over here. And looking straight to the east is all down here below us, this flatland. You got this set of cliffs and then the flat, and another set of cliffs. That flat in between, this is Sigur's Hole. And then off below is down to the Muddy Creek, and out across the San Rafael Reef over towards Temple Mountain. Clouds are hanging low and it's a little bit hazy, but you'll be able to see the La Salle Mountains straight over there, and the Abajo Mountains down there, but can't quite see them. And off out towards like Hanksville's over here. This is the rest of Sigur's Hole. All clear off down through here. The Squeeze Slot Canyon is down that way. And you got the Henry Mountains over there with their clouds sitting on them. Then over here along the rim of Sigur's Hole, and then the Moroni Slopes goes down the other way. So we're gonna ride right along the rim of all this over here across the edge. And again, that four-wheeler trail along the rim over here is the border of wilderness area. So everything down in Sigur's Hole is wilderness, even though there are some old four-wheeler routes and stuff down through there. But you shouldn't be going out in there anymore. Please respect it. And then back over this way, you got out towards Capitol Reef, down that way, Boulder Mountain, Thousand Lake Mountain, Hillguard Mountain. Honey stingers and trail mix on the menu. I got more honey stingers in this, not just one waffle. Yeah, looking out over Sigur's Hole. Right over there, you can kind of, hopefully you can maybe kind of see it. A little old two-track that comes down. That's where that old road comes down into Sigur's Hole. And the bike's right up there on that point. Hey Hook, get up here, bud. You don't need to go down there. Your mother would never forgive me if I lost one of you two knuckleheads off a cliff. Alright, gonna drop down here from the overlook. Pick up that four-wheeler trail running back along the rim to the south. So to the right, there's the road that we come up. We're gonna head this way onto this little track. This here's interesting. This is the Old Seeger's whole water tank. Obviously a big metal tank. Not sure if anybody even still uses it, but they fill this up with water with a water truck, and then it would gravity feed off down into Seeger's hole to water troughs down there to water animals. You can see the old road dropping down into Seeger's hole right there, and right there, that narrow spot is where they would shut the gate, and that was the only thing you had to do, is shut that one gate, and the livestock couldn't get out of Seeger's hole. So you'd stay down there, they had to feed, and then they'd run the water down out of this tank. There is water in it. Not sure it still serves any purpose. Might have been sitting in there an awful long time. Nice being on an old rougher road like this. Kind of makes for a little more interesting actual riding than just pedaling on the more improved roads. Looking back north along the rim, there's our main overlook up there where we were, and Seeger's hole down below us. Got that little pinnacle right there, big igneous intrusion stuck up into all this sandstone. That's steep. Whew. So close to spinning out. Later. Yeah, feels good. We're going to connect to another more main road over here. The one that we climbed up, kind of the north Moroni Slopes road. This one over here is the south Moroni Slopes road. We'll come out here to another overlook area, and then we're going to head down this south road. We're down into Seeger's Hole again. That clear over there is the other point that we were on. Down out there along the San Rafael reef. Real cool view here, looking down into this canyon at the Henry Mountains out there beyond. A nice rock chair here that somebody's built. Nice spot to sit and take in the view. But it's cold. Not bad though. Not a bad view at all. We could sit here for a bit till my butt froze on this cold rock. Sure is beautiful though. Alrighty, time to start heading back down the south Moroni Slopes road. This road's been freshly graded too, and it's super loose. This little track right there on the right, that's the one that we came over on along the rim. Cruising down the whole draw here. Nothing else any of the three of us would rather be doing. Only thing to make it better is if my wife was here, but she is at the hospital working today, like the hero that she is. Hello cows. Mind us, just passing by. Gonna slip on by. Y'all have a good day out here doing your cow thing. There's Cedar Mountain on the left and the East Cedar Mountain on the right. The pass between them that we came through on the way out. Here's this road fork, head to the right, that actually takes you back over to Cedar Mountain. And the road that we came out on, we're going to keep going this way. Take us down to Carlisle Wash in the bottom of the lower Last Chance Road. Then we'll take that back to the truck. Ooh! More really deep moon dust in spots on this. Off to the left, here at this fork, is a dead end road, takes you out to what's called the Frying Pan. It's named after a big kind of flat little volcanic mesa out there. And just a dead end road. Oh, that nice white gypsum out here. Down in the bottom of the wash. Back up to the right there, takes you back up to that first road fork that we saw right after we came through the pass by Cedar Mountain. Cool here down through the wash, all the outcrops of gypsum. Oh, it's pretty good looking crystal. When I'm following our head, if there's overhang. Hey, look at all these little crisscrossing veins of gypsum crystal. That's crystallized gypsum crystals in there. All those little veins of it. That's cool looking. More of those little crisscrossy veins of gypsum. Just that one layer that has them there. Those are crazy. Like spider webs of gypsum crystal. The wash gets pretty narrow down through here. Riding down a full-on canyon. Little tamarisk down in here. Coming out of the wash here. More moon dust. In case anyone's curious, we're already at 29.7 miles. Pretty decent ride. We might be in the 40-mile range by the time we get all the way back to the truck. This is the lower last chance road. To the left takes you back to the west, connects you up to the upper last chance road. To the right here will take us back up along the west side of Cedar Mountain, past the Mussentuchit sand dunes up here, back up where we parked. And look, this road hasn't been graded. That's a good thing. We don't have all the loose powder that the grader left behind. Come on off the road here to check out something I could see up in this little side canyon. I got an old loading chute. And this little corral here building this little canyon. You probably heard, open this gate and then you could herd animals up in here, cows or horses or something. They'd funnel them into there. Then you could shut the gate. And then you use this old loading chute right here to load them up into your trailer. Paddling on up the road here, heading north along the wash. We're 34 miles right now with a handful still to go. Just steady uphill. This road thankfully hasn't been near as loose since I hadn't had the grader on it, turning it up. Bike and body and dogs are all feeling good. Look what them dogs are tougher than I am. Come out here and run all this. There's here on the left another cutoff road that connects between the upper last chance road up there and this lower last chance road. I was just steady pedaling. I was getting a little warm. I had to stop and shed the jacket and heavier gloves. Well, a little ways further up the road, and the heavy gloves and the jacket are back on again. Now we're up here more in the flat. A little bit of a chilly north breeze, and it's starting to snow just a little bit. You can see there off to the right, that's our little Cedar Mountain. And yeah, it's snowing a little. That's why you bring layers. You can constantly adjust as needed throughout the ride. There's the Mussentuchit sand dunes off here to the left, on the side of that hill. We're at 39.3 miles right now. We'll be probably just barely over 40 by the time we get back to the truck. Just up around this corner of the cliff here. Made a short little detour up here to the sand dunes. Not real big, but it's a decent little dune out here on the side of this bluff. Looking back to the south, the way we've come from, this is Cedar Mountain right here. And then just up around this corner cliff is where we started. And we looped out across the flats out there, out around that side of the mountain, right on Moroni Slopes, and then all the way down back up here. We're at 39.85 miles right now. So in case anyone is wondering where the kind of strange name Mussentuchit comes from. So on the other side of this bluff over here is Mussentuchit Wash. And up in there is a spring that apparently the water in it is not very good. Makes you sick if you drink it. Back in the old days when there's old cowboys and stuff coming out here running cows and sheep and stuff like that, and they found out that that spring wasn't good to drink, they named it the Must Not Touch It Spring, because you don't want to touch it, drink it, make you sick. And then just over time, a lot of people saying it and saying it faster, although the words must not touch it all got kind of just slurred together into one word, mustn't touch it. And so that's what this area here is kind of known. There's up on the exit off the freeway, it'll say there's a sign for mustn't touch it. And you got the Mustn't Touch It Sand Dunes and Mustn't Touch It Wash and Mustn't Touch It Spring and stuff out here. But yeah, that's where that kind of funky weird name comes from. Woo! Back to the main road here after our little side trip to the sand dunes. I can see the truck right up there at the base of that cliff. Good. Have to hurry and pack up and scoot. Get back to the freeway before it snows much more. Had a few stretches of road up here that are pretty clayey. It'll be get nasty real quick if they get too much water. What a ride. Good freaking stuff. Come here, buddy. Are you tired? Yeah, yes, that's a good girl. Hi, Hook. That's my good boy, huh? That's tough dogs. How far did we go? 41.68 miles. How about that? That's as big as that big fat bike ride we did about a month and a half ago. What you think there, pal? Your eyes are dusty from running behind me. From all of us here at the MinerBiker crew, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed that nice adventure out here. It's nice to have someplace like this that most of the time through the winter is pretty good. Sometimes it'll get enough snow that it'll be messy for a little while, but a lot of times this place is pretty reliable out here in this area. Cool history, beautiful landscapes. I just love it out here, and a lot of big miles to be had. Anyways, thanks again for watching. If you've subscribed to the channel already, thank you so much. We are over 1,000 subscribers now, which is really awesome. I really appreciate the support, and just stoked that people are enjoying the content on me just doing what I'm doing. Like I don't really go out of my way necessarily or whatever to make these videos or to kind of overdo them or whatever, stage them or anything like that. I mean, these videos are just me doing what I'd be doing anyways, even if I didn't have a YouTube channel. So I really appreciate the support, and just it's fun that other people are enjoying to come along, and hopefully it's inspiring you to get out and do it yourself as well and dig up some new places to ride.